welcome along to my haul for the month of August 2020. In this month I picked up quite a few things which I'm eager to share with you, and also I received my first ever subscriber mail, which I'll leave a link to in the description down below. And also I am going to do an unboxing for you as well, which will be the last title I receive for this month. Okay, so let's get into it. So at the start of this month there was a sale on an HMV, so I went there and I went to get two things for £15, and I was after this title. Is one of the ones that I've been after for a long time on the HMV premium collection, but every time I went it was always sold out, or it wasn't there, or it was always coming in the day after I went there. And it is the amazing film The Hidden. Now this film here, for me, I saw this way back in the day and I really enjoyed this film, and I was amazed when the premium collection released this one. So as usual, it is got a really nice cover, very hard cover on that one, and also it has some art cards there, which I don't usually open. I usually keep sealed. I haven't watched this particular one. I did put it on just to check the quality, and the quality was amazing on it. But it is one of those hidden gems that you come across and you love when you first see it, and then it kind of just disappears. I think I've never seen it released. This is probably the first time it's ever been released in the UK as well. I highly recommend this title, but this is one of the ones I was really after. So of course I had to couple that up with something else. So I went looking along there was nothing else in the HMV premium collection that took me fancy, so I went and buddied it up with something from Arrow. Now this is another one from Arrow that I've been after for quite a while, and I've never seen to buy on it in cheaply, well, in a sale, put it that way, because I've always been wondering, is it good enough to buy it as a standalone one? But it is Scalpel. Now this film, I believe it was released in about 1970. Sorry for the glare. It was released in about 1976. Haven't seen it, don't know anything about it, but I've always been very intrigued to see it, so I can't wait to see that one. And even though it was in the sale, the booklet is included in it, and it's got a flip cover as well. I did flip the cover out. No, I didn't flip the cover out actually. I kept the cover on because it hasn't got an age certificate on the side, which I don't like to have on my Arrow collections. So, but this one is one that I've always wanted to see. I just like the look of the film. Next, I got a film here that I was watching Movie Worm's channel, and he was talking about a film called Happy Death Day to You, and it really struck it sounded like a really good film, so I thought, well, I'll have to start at the beginning. So I went to CEX and I bought Happy Death Day, and I watched this film, and I've got to admit I really liked this film, but I'll not talk about it here. I'll talk about it in my the monthly films that I've watched for this month, which is one of the ones, which is this one. But I really enjoyed it. That's the short part of that story. Now the next two that I bought was also from CEX. I bought them at the same time as I bought Happy Death Day, and they are the Magnificent Films One Chance. Now if anybody's seen these films, they were 50p each. If anybody has seen my Godzilla, how I store my Godzilla box set, I'll put the link to that one down below, and it'll show you why I buy these. Because what I do is I take this Blu-ray, which I've got no interest in watching. In fact, James Corden, I can't really abide him. I take the disc out and I literally throw it in the bin. It's the only time I've ever thrown anything of a Blu-ray in the bin. I've got a lot of love for Blu-rays, but sadly not this one. So them two ones will be going in the bin, and they will be going in them cases. Will be used to house two of my Godzilla collection from Criterion. Now these boxes here, there's a film called Deadfall, and also an Arrow film called God's Pocket. Now I'm going to put them back in their cases, and I'm going to put the discs back in there. They were just to sort of keep a holding thing till I can get 8 of these to go in it. I have got 7 of them. I only need 1 more, and I've got that complete. But for some reason, because I do particularly not like this fella at all, I think he's very overrated, although he used to be funny. That's why I've used these ones as a sort of, I don't know, just as a thing to get, can I get 8 of these films? And to be honest, there's a multitude of them in the shop, but I only will buy them for 50p. Okay, so getting back to normal stuff now. Another film that I saw and I bought for about £10 in HMV is the fourth in the quadrilogy and probably the last one in the Ip Man series. This is Ip Man 4, starring Donnie Yen. Yeah, Donnie Yen. And the series is absolutely amazing and I highly recommend it to you. I have got 1, 2, and 3 in a triple pack. And this is telling the story, the real life story of the real life character Ip Man, who was the fella who trained Bruce Lee in real life and gave him his skills and passed them on to Bruce Lee. And this is a true story. And actually, at this part, you will see Bruce Lee, or the character played by this fella here, as becoming Bruce Lee into his. It marries up with the Ip Man saga. So I'm dying to watch this one. I think my wife will watch the whole lot, but she'll have to go back to part 1 because she's not seen it. The next one is a film I bought because I wanted it in 4K, but the 4K for some reason has not been released in the UK. And I thought, well, that's easy enough. I'll just go to the States and buy one off Amazon.com. And it just wasn't there, and it was the stupid money. Even eBay's got it for ridiculous money, so I'll wait till it comes right down, all gets released in UK. But I was so intrigued by the film, and I wanted to watch it, so I thought, right, I'll get it on Blu-ray, and it was only £10, and it is Jojo Rabbit. Now, I went into this film not knowing anything about the film, other than it looked quirky. And what I got was something completely, yes, it is quirky. I've got to admit, it is a quirky film and it's got a strange premise. But this film for me is absolutely amazing. I will talk about it in my monthly haul video, my monthly what I watch video. But I can't recommend this film enough. It is unbelievable and I loved it. So, but you'll hear about that in my video, which should be coming up soon, about what I've watched in the month of August. But absolutely brilliant. It's just unreal. Now, the next one I got was a 4K from eBay. It was quite cheap, and the seller said, and I was only after one thing, and it was a slipcover. And the seller said that he was selling it, and it only been watched once. The Blu-ray hadn't even been watched. The 4K had been watched once. It was mint. I didn't really mind about that, but I thought, well, that's good because I will sell on his version. I will put my version in it, and then I've got a slipcover. So that is 1917. So here is a slipcover of 1917 on my 1917 when I got it from one of my previous haul videos when I got it, and it didn't come with a slipcover, and I got it brand new on more or less on release, and I was really annoyed by the fact that it didn't come from Amazon, and it should have had a slipcover on by then because slipcovers it just really come out. So I swapped it out. So the one that it came in, I thought, well, that's great. I'll just go and sell that on eBay. But brand new, it looked as if somebody had had a takeaway meal and then not wiped their hands and then picked the discs out of the trays like that and then put them in the thing and wiped it into the DVD player. And they were a mess. The box was kind of, even though the slipcover was in mint condition, the box was all kind of slashed. Even the cover was slashed. So I immediately took it to CEX, give it to them because they've sold me a lot of trash over the years, and when I've got it at home it doesn't play, so I'll give it to them, and I think it did play, it just didn't look very good, and they gave me £13 in store credit, which I took gratefully, and I spent some money in there, but that was a bit of a shocking. I would have preferred to sell it on eBay, but I only sell stuff on there that I think is worth selling and some that's nice. I don't try to sell stuff that's, well, kind of borderline trash. So anyway, I didn't give him any feedback, good or bad. I thought it was a bit of a tall tale he told, but never mind, that things happen, doesn't it? So I took that money and I went into CEX and I got that in-store credit and I spent it on a few things. Now the first thing that popped up was a film that I saw on Sky Movies I really enjoyed, but it's one of them ones that when you want it, you can't find it. It is Game Night. Now this stars Jason Bateman, who I really do like his films. For some reason, he always seems to make a film that I enjoy. and me and my wife, we watch his film. If we get to see him, we'll get the film, and 9 times out of 10 we love the films that he does. Now this film here is quite, it's got a lovely slip on as well, and it's quite, I'll recommend it highly, because it's just they have a game night, this couple, and his brother comes along, and his version of game night is just completely mental compared to theirs, and it just goes from bad to worse, and it ends up in some disastrous areas. But it's one of them ones where the night, it's only a night, and the night goes horrendously wrong, but I really enjoy it. It's a very good comedy. And the next one I got was only £1, and it stars Jason Statham, and it's called Safe. Now, it could be a load of rubbish. I don't mind. It's Jason Statham. I do like his films. I find them very watchable, and I was eager to get it. I haven't seen it before. I do get them, and I watch them, and 9 times out of 10 I do enjoy them. They are what they are, and I do understand that it's not going to be an Oscar-winning performance, but I don't mind. He's an action star, and I treat it just as that, and it's never going to sort of give you that mind twist that a sort of a Razorhead movie would, but I'm not even asking for that. And it's got one of them slips that's like a sort of 3/4 slip, which I don't really like, but anyway, it was there, and for £1 it doesn't matter. Okay, so the next one I got was a one that I saw, and I thought, wow, there's a narrow one there. It's quite cheap. It's only £6. I thought I'd take it, and it should be all right. Usually the Arrow Japanese movies are quite good. All the ones that I've got I really enjoyed, and this is a film called Yakuza Law, and it's from 1969, and I've got to admit, and it came in the booklet as well, which I was more than pleased with, and also it came with this art card to tell you about the film that's coming, and I don't know if this film's come out. And this is the one that's, I believe this is maybe a very early silent film, maybe one of the first ever films. I don't even know if it's a box set or something like that, but I would be quite intrigued to see what that's all about. Has it even been released yet? Now this here, lovely booklet, and it's a story about the Yakuza. I think it starts off in olden times, and then it goes back into modern times, and it's got the difference between the families then and the families now. And I've got to admit, this is one of the most violent films I have ever seen in my life. I was so shocked, not shocked in a way that was, physically sick, nothing like that, but I couldn't believe what was shown in this film. I couldn't believe the brutality of it, the things they show, the things that if you got on the wrong side of a gang, they would impart their sort of law onto you, and they would get you to they would sort of come at you and give you I can't put my finger on the expression I'm trying to think of. They would deliver their justice to you, and it was a great film. I really enjoyed it, but for 1969 I can't believe how violent this film. In fact, if I had to do a list of top 10 violent films, this would definitely be in the top 10. Wow. So I highly recommend it. It's one of those films that sort of pops up and you think, well, it might be good, and then you think, and now I know why Arrow picked it, because it is just out and out brutality. Yakuza Law, highly recommended. The next one is a film that, and this is the one that I got from, it's always been really expensive in HMV for some reason, and it's not a new film, and it's been out, it's not got too many great extras. It's not as if it's some kind of really mad special edition, although it is released by Studio Canal, and I used to watch it back in the day, and I used to really enjoy it, and I still enjoyed it because I watched it straight away. I hadn't seen it for a long time, and it's Clockwise. So I got this from CEX with the slip, because I wanted it with a slip cover, and it was only £12. Now in HMV, every time I've seen it, it's always been around about £18, which is vastly overpriced. There's no way on earth this should be £18, even though it's a great film. I do enjoy it, and it looked lovely. I don't understand why HMV have got to put this ridiculous price tag on some of their new releases, when I could have went online, I could have got it for £11. But anyway, in HMV and CX, I was more than happy to pay £12 for it. So them films I got from CEX on that visit, which is these films here, I use my is that a seagull? My vouchers. So that was great. I was really happy to pick them up, and also to get that film at a sensible price, and it was in great nick as well. It looked like it hadn't even been watched. So the next thing we did was we went Poundland, and I was after a certain title, and funny enough, this title was in there. There's about 15 of them actually, which is funny when you want one, you usually can't find it, but this one was overrun by this particular title. So I was really intrigued on watching it, and the reason why is because I saw another film with this fella in, and I really enjoyed it. I really liked his part in it. So I thought, I'll get this film. It might be rubbish, but it might be all right. And it is Overdrive with Clint Eastwood's son, who is, I'm going to say, Scott Eastwood. So I've got with me the film, mind the picture quality on here, you would think you're watching a 4K. It looks absolutely stunning, and the sound on it. Mind you, you get the sound where the talking, and then the music and the gunfire and the cars is way over the top. So I was up and down on the volume control. But to be honest, I did fall asleep towards the end of it, and my wife, when I woke up, I said to my wife, what happened, was it all right? And she says, not really. It's kind of what it is. It's not particularly great. The main part of this film that interested us, even though the story sort of fell flat, because Scott Eastwood has a stepbrother who's English, and he was quite an annoying character. And also but Scott Eastwood in this film looks so much like Clint Eastwood that you kind of keep looking at him as if you're watching a young Clint Eastwood in the film. It's quite bizarre. It's as if he's like a computer version of a young Clint Eastwood. He's got the squint and everything, the Clint squint. So I don't know. It's a great bit of the picture quality and the sound quality, and the look of it is great. The movie itself, the content is a bit average, if below average, but it is what it is. So I also picked up, because I saw this, is G.I. Joe Retaliation. Now, one of the reasons why I picked it up is because it's got The Rock in it, which I quite like The Rock in these films. Also, this lady here, she was in that, there was a comedy sci-fi program out recently, I can't remember what it is. It's got a really strange title. It's American, and I did me and my wife quite liked it, and she was good in it. And it's also got Bruce Willis, who he's probably in it for 10 seconds or something. But anyway, we just decided to get it, but I haven't watched it yet, and will I watch it? But it's on the to watch list, but it's not high up there. I just thought, well, it's the second one as well. I'll have to get the first one. Of course, when you go looking for the first one, you can't find it. Now, the next one was from HMV. I bought this in a sale. Now, this one's always been quite expensive. I've been quite intrigued to watch it, but it was always silly money, £17. I don't understand why anything's £17 on Blu-ray. Maybe as a boutique release, but not sort of special edition and all that. But this is like just your average sort of release. I'll have to censor this a little bit. And this is Almost Human. Now, it's a Umberto Lenzi film, and I've put a little bit of on. The quality is quite good, and also I am really intrigued in watching it because it stars one of my favourite actors in these type of movies, and I'm going to say, I can't even see that on there, but it's I know his name, the fella, and it's Thomas Millian, that's it. And it looked quite violent as well, the bit that I saw, but I'm very intrigued to watch that one. The Shameless Blu-rays are quite good sometimes the quality is quite bad, sometimes it's average, and sometimes it's good. That one seemed to be quite good. This next one is the one that I've saw, and that was quite cheap as well. It was about £12, plus it's got the slipcover on it. So it is, I love me Hammer films, as you know, from my Hammer, putting my Hammer videos on it now. Apologies for the picture quality here. It's because outside it looks like it's going to chuck it down. It's a strange day because I had my window open there and the sun was bleaching through it, but it's freezing in the house, and it also looks like at this point it's going to just crash down with rain. So that's why the quality looks maybe a little bit grainy to me anyway. So this is Lust for a Vampire, and it is part of the Karnstein trilogy that was released in the late 60s and 70s, early 70s by Hammer. Now this one's an 18, so it must be more graphic than the rest of them, although the Karnstein trilogy is quite graphic for the time, the 1970. It's got quite adult themes in it. I'm dying to watch it. because I haven't watched it. I've watched it on TV, but I have not watched this for years and years. But I'm going to do a bit of a Hammer. I'm going to get into my Hammer stuff and watch a few more of my Hammer stuff because I really enjoy that Hammer stuff. The next one was the one I saw. I've been wanting to get this in the sale for Arrow, but it wasn't there. So I thought, right, I'll see if I can get this in a. I'll pick it up whenever. But of course, when you want it, you can't find it. And then lo and behold, when I was in CEX the other day, it was sitting on the shelf for £10. So I went immediately and got it. And it is Lords of Chaos. And I know what this film's about because I wouldn't say I'm a fan of Norwegian death metal, although I wouldn't say I'm a fan of church burning. You get your booklet with it there. And I wouldn't say I'm particularly a fan of Rory Culkin as well. But I do know about this, the true story behind this, about this group, and there was a lot of murder, suicide and death and church burning and all behind that scene. So put it on with an open mind, just say it might be good, might be a little bit trashy, but I've got to admit I really, really enjoyed this film. It is so good. And also it's got some brutal moments in it as well. It's very unflinching in the violence that's shown in this film, but also you get to see the band, the real band Mayhem, who set up to make this death metal music, black metal, and in the late 80s, and it's about their sort of rise to fame in infamy, and it's an amazing film. And I tell you what, that Rory Culkin was really good in it as well. So I did really enjoy this film. I can't recommend it highly enough. I really enjoyed it. I'll talk about that more in my August, what I watched in August, but I do recommend that film. The next one was a one that I wanted to watch on 4K, but the 4K was still quite expensive, and I thought, well, I can't wait for it to come down. I do really want to watch it, and it is The Invisible Man. Now this Blu-ray was on in Asda for £10, so I thought, right, no problem. So I got it. Made my wife watch it. My wife she watched it behind a pillow. One of them pillows there. In fact, that pillow was stuck in her face for most of the night. And I put a picture on Instagram of her reaction. But she was frightened by it. It wasn't super scary, but it was quite suspenseful. And I did think that this lady here, she did a really good performance. And she's called Elizabeth Moss. And I do highly recommend this. This is one of the best newer horror films. It's full of suspense and it's really well done as well. And the reason how this person becomes the Invisible Man is very clever as well. Something I wasn't expecting. The next one was a one that was I had it on 4K and I loved the film. The quality of it is stunning, but this version here I watched a couple of unboxings of this film, especially with one Euphoria Pictures, and I think as well Hooked on Horror did one as well, and it is the Shannon 4K special edition. Now this pack here is just stuffed with stuff, and it also has an extra disc in here. It has a Blu-ray of the theatrical cut, which isn't in the regular 4K version. The regular 4K version only has the 2 discs, and this has 3. So this is highly recommended, and it'll probably go out of print very soon. So I'd urge you to buy it as quick as you can if you want this one. It's around about the, I think it was £35 mark, but I think it's well worth it. And I'll put another video down there, which is when I unboxed this and showed everyone what was in it. Absolutely amazing. Now the next one, if you've seen my latest video, which I just put on just earlier on today, is actually, I'm jumping the gun. The next film I made a mistake. I got the 4K version of Us. I've checked this out, just the picture quality, just see what it's like. I'm going to watch it obviously because it's a film that is really good. I didn't know how good it was till it ended, and I thought I've got to see this film again because I want to see it in the light, knowing the whole story. I want to see this in the light, knowing the full story, so I can get a sort of another take on it when I watch it. The picture quality in here is absolutely stunning. The sound is amazing as well. It's so colourful, so vibrant. The skin textures of the people in here is really good. You can see everything in the face. It's so detailed, it's unbelievable. I think the HDR on here works really well. But of course it's got no slipcover, and that's just because I ordered it late at night and I was half asleep and I didn't realise I didn't look properly enough. But I hope to get the slipcover as I have for 1917, because there's one thing about my 4Ks especially, I do really like to have them with a slipcover on, because 99% of them do have it, and I'm only missing 2 or 3 in this time. So the next one, this is Woman Chasing the Butterfly of Death, and this is the subscriber mail that I got just this morning from my first ever subscriber mail from somebody called Juha Yulin, and I hope I pronounced your name right, Juha. And it came all the way from Finland. He had got this one, an extra one, so he decided, he got in touch and said, would you like, I didn't know what it was. If you can see I'll put my unboxing down here. I'm so grateful for somebody to even think of me as somebody they would send anything to. And funny enough, I've looked online, and this isn't cheap. You know, he has saved me a lot of money doing this, and I really, really appreciate that. And I can't thank you enough, my friend. So cheers to you. And also, I've had a little look at it, and it does. He said it's a batshit crazy film, and it is a batshit crazy film. So mad looking, so it makes it more intriguing to watch, and I can't wait to chuck it on and watch this film. So thank you once again, Juha. I really, really appreciate that. Thanks again. So that brings me to the last thing that came in the post with Juha's disc that he sent us, and it is. This is, I'm pretty sure I know what this is, but I want to unbox it with you. And this has come from, it doesn't tell you on here, but I'm pretty sure it's come from Wow HD. So let's get into it and see what it is. I've ordered some very interesting stuff, and they will be on my next haul video for next month. And if they come in time, there will be some stunning films that I'm sure you will really love the unboxing of them. Can't wait to get them. I'm not going to say anything about them because I want it to be a big surprise for you. So the last 2 unboxings I've done, I haven't done an unboxing video, unboxing story. I haven't got one in my head at the moment, although there's loads. I don't want to make this video like 3 years long by rabbiting on about something mad. So I won't do one, but the next unboxing video, rest assured, I'll have a nice unboxing story for you all. Okay, so yes, so this is a film that I've been after for a long time on Blu-ray. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's the one that I wanted. Yes, it is. And it is what I consider to be one of the best, and it's not really a cannibal film, but it is, but it's not. If you've seen it, you'll know what I mean. It's more like an action film. So if I can get it open, it's one of the ones with a stickiness inside and they kind of all stick into the, really hard to get out. Yep. It's actually stuck to the box as well, so that's it now. That's going to come off there. Okay. So this is, and I was talking to, I'm going to say, Hooked on Horror channel. I was talking to this about with him, and I'm sure he said he would like to get one as well. It is region A locked, unfortunately, but I do have a multi-region player, which is situated there, I think. And it is Cannibal Apocalypse. I love this film. I've got to admit, I've loved this film, and as soon as it came, it's been one of the last ones to come out on Blu-ray. I was so, everyone's saying, when is this going to come out? Well, this has been released by Studio Canal, Kino Lorber, with Studio Canals in conjunction with it. It stars the late great John Saxon, R.I.P. He's just recently passed away, and he is a big part in this movie. Although I don't think he liked this movie. There's a few scenes in it he had to shoot that he really didn't care for. But sometimes you do what you do. But this one here is fully uncut, obviously, and I can't wait to see it. I do have the UK DVD, which is still quite a good version and uncut, but this is where it's at, as it were. So anyway, so that's all my August monthly haul. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you like this video and you like this channel, please subscribe. It's free, and that's the best sound, that's the best word you can say. Anything's free, why not? So I look forward to speaking to you again, and the next video will probably be what I watched in the month of August. And I watched quite a few films, and there's some really great titles in there, which I can't wait to talk to you about. Okay, so you take care, and I'll see you in the next video.